Namaskar. Welcome to another episode of Editorial. The Minister of State for Home, that is Union Minister of State for Home, Mr. Ajay Mishra's son, Ashish Mishra, and 12 other accused in the Lakhimpur Kheri incident has a lot to worry. Why do they have a lot to worry? Is because the Special Investigative Team, SIT, has put a lot more charges on them in a local court. And worse, the local court accepted those charges. What is important in that charge is that the Chief Judicial Magistrate has been told by the SIT, the Special Investigative Team, that the killings did not happen due to negligence or callousness. The killings were deliberate and done with an intention to kill. Now, this makes this case very dangerous and very serious. In this editorial, I am going to talk to you about why is Ashish Mishra's arrest and this particular case will have more impact within BJP than outside of it. That's what I'm going to talk to you today. Let's get right into the show. So, like I said, the Special Investigative Team submitted serious charges to the Chief Judicial Magistrate. The charges includes IPC 307, attempt to murder, 326, voluntarily causing grievous hurt, and 34, common intentions against the accused in the Arms Act. And over and above that, they've retained the charges of 302, that is murder, 147 rioting, 148 rioting with lethal weapons, 149 unlawful assembly, 120B criminal conspiracy, 279 rash driving, 338 causing grievous hurt by acting endangering life or personal safety of others, and 304 death by negligence. They have retained this. Over and above that, they have added these three cases. That makes this case very, very serious and complicated. Now, like I said, I told you that his father had, in fact, just have a look at this video.
उन्होंने एक निर्दोष आदमी के लिए बनाया
So he created a lot of ruckus. He blamed the media for everything. It's not his son. I mean, this blaming the media part of it seems to be happening quite often. If there's a riot, media is blamed. If there is violence, media is blamed. If there is communal conflict, media is blamed. So I guess blaming media is now a trend. It's a fashion, but all the same. Chalo, Ajay Mishra or Teni, as he is called, and Yogi Adityanath didn't have the best of relationships. We also know that Yogi Adityanath and Narendra Modi, Amit Shah, were not in the best of situations. See, they were not in the best of relationships either. Especially Mr. Amit Shah and Yogi Adityanath. There was a power tussle between the both of them. Possibly the power tussle is also because Adityanath is coming through as a very strong and powerful leader from Uttar Pradesh. You see, क्या होता है कि when Bharatiya Janata Party spoke about Hindutva and they were winning election on Hindutva across the country, they were actually promoting Yogi Adityanath because Yogi Adityanath, more than anybody, more than Mr. Narendra Modi, more than Amit Shah, more than anybody, the poster boy of Hindutva was Yogi Adityanath. So, even in a Kerala, Yogi Adityanath was bought because he was, end of the day, the brand ambassador for Bharatiya Janata Party for Hindutva. So what happened? Every time Bharatiya Janata Party spoke about Hindutva, the brand asset of Yogi Adityanath grew. So Yogi Adityanath technically became very powerful. ठीक है, let's keep this aside. because Yogi Adityanath, his power was growing. The fact is, obviously, I guess Mr. Modi and Mr. Shah were not very comfortable with that, and that is a normal thing in politics. It's nothing new, or it is nothing that one has to be surprised about. Normally hota hai ye. Especially Mr. Amit Shah and Yogi. What happens with Amit Shah and Yogi? Amit Shah and Yogi is because the first substitution or the first replacement that happens is the number 2 position, not the number 1 position. So the first displacement that is going to happen if Yogi grows is going to be Amit Shah. The first displacement. Then it will be Narendra Modi. So the fact is, Amit Shah, I guess, was not very comfortable with Yogi, or is not very comfortable with Yogi. This is what is said. Now, what really happens is Ajay Mishra, who is the Minister of State for Home, Union Minister of State for Home, that means Junior Minister of Mr. Amit Shah, is said to be very close to Amit Shah. Because he is said to be very close to Amit Shah, it is also said that he is not very close to Yogi Adityanath. In fact, Yogi Adityanath doesn't see eye to eye. Now, what happens? What happens if Ashish Mishra is actually is actually punished? It's actually all these cases against him have been if they are proven, and he's actually incarcerated for that. What is going to happen is Ajay Mishra and his power group will lose, which means Amit Shah and his power group will lose, and Yogi Adityanath and his power group will grow. Because mind you, the biggest thing about Modi and Shah is that they are seen as a powerful people. I have seen as people who if you are in their protection, nothing happens to you. So what really happens if Ajay Mishra's son goes behind bars, Ashish Mishra? All of a sudden, that huge protection, that huge kavach of protection is not impregnable anymore. Not impregnable anymore. It can be damaged. This is the first lesson that goes. Secondly, Yogi in some form will be smiling, because Ajay Mishra is not a person he is very fond of. So that's my point number 1. There's a very interesting article that my colleague Tejas Joshi has written in today's HW News Network website. Please go and check this article out. It's a very interesting article. Point number two is, you see, Yogi doesn't have a huge support of the Brahman base. Bharatiya Janata Party, they say, doesn't have the support of Brahman base in Uttar Pradesh. They don't have that kind of support of Brahman base. Now, the fact is, Ajay Mishra is a Brahman. Ashish Mishra, his son, also obviously is a Brahman. So the point is, this may have impact on the Brahman vote share. Now, how is Bharatiya Janata Party going to tackle it? It is going to be very important. That is why I said that this is more of internal Bharatiya Janata Party problem than outside. That is point number 2. Point number 3 is, remember, there was a statement which was made very long back that, we will not allow corruption, we will not allow criminals to be in politics. You have a person whose son is accused of murder as Minister of Home, Minister of State for Home. I mean, look at it. Look at the dichotomy. So, it's going to have a huge impact on Narendra Modi. This may not just last for 2022 election, which it will, the Uttar Pradesh election. This may also be carried forward to 2024 elections. Mind you, that's another point. The point number 4 that I wanted to say is, you see, the farmers are not going to forget this. The farmers' agitation happened. Close to the election, the government repealed the Farm Act, hoping that the farmers will now be happy and they will go back, and which they did, and now everything is honky-dory. So they repealed the act. A BJP, not just a BJP leader, but a BJP Minister of State, sitting union minister's son, allegedly mowed down farmers from his vehicle, will not go well with the already not so happy farmers of Uttar Pradesh. Western Uttar Pradesh especially will be impacted a big time. Western Uttar Pradesh will be impacted big time. Now, last but not the least, last point. I spoke to you about, Mr. Ajay Mishra, who roughed up a journalist, who abused a journalist of ABP, I guess. I'm not going to talk about that for the simple reason that, you see, I'm not surprised. Usme surprising kya hai? What is surprising about it? You see, we have been constantly seeing symbolism. Lal Batti is what Mr. Narendra Modi, our good Prime Minister, had said, that nobody is going to wear the Lal Batti on his car and then, try to be VIP and all that. He said, I'm going to ban VIP culture. And he did. Symbolically, VIP culture got over. But then, for the last 7 years, most of the things that we've been seeing are symbolic, isn't it? Most of the things. This was also one of it. Symbolic. Actually, a minister is a minister. He thinks he is God. He is ruler. He still abuses. He still roughs up. They are still rude. Most of their ministers are rude. And I am not just talking about their ministers, even ministers of other states. Even what happened in Punjab with that protesters. This is the video.
जी की दिक्कत है
मुर्दाबाद कपी चन्नी मुर्दाबाद
बस भाई बस भाई बेटा बस फिर बस बस चलो
मुर्दाबाद मुर्दाबाद
This video, this is also not fair. A woman who was, was roughed up and taken because she was talking against the current dispensation or current chief minister of Punjab, Mr. Teni. So she was taken away. So somewhere down the line, nothing has changed. There is no difference. There is no difference between Congress and BJP and Congress. If you are a minister, you are a ruler, which is what it is. So what is so big thing? What are we making it such a big issue? It is there. Face it. We are all subservient to the people who we elect. We elect them and we allow them to sit on our heads. We do that. So that's it. That's it. Do subscribe to our website. Do log into our website. Visit our website. And till I see you next time. Namaskar.